Hey everybody, it's Tyler. We're at OG Gamers, OG Gamer Live, and I'm back, and we have joined the GoPro Crowd. And I'm doing some test footage because I'm having a hard time getting the video the way I want it. And it's hard to tell in the screen, so I'm going to use this old trailer right here for a backdrop because if it ain't set right, there's going to be noise and moiring behind me. So, and it is a little dark because I'm going from the shade to the sunlight. Another thing I'm doing is, even though I have the GoPro 11 Black Creators Edition with the media mod and all that, and the external mic and the windsock, I'm using a lav mic because the wind's blowing like 30 miles an hour today. So I'm doing that. I don't expect it to get rid of all the noise, but hopefully it will sound a lot better than I'm using. And instead of using a built-in microphone on the camera, even with the windsock, it's quite noisy. So anyway, I'm just walking around here. And the reason I'm doing this is because, as many of you know, back in August of last year, I was robbed and they stole all my video production equipment, my audio production equipment, pretty well put me out of business. So I've been trying to make video, some cooking video stuff out here, and I'm forced to use my cell phone because the other cameras I have are for live streaming and they don't actually record, and it's too much trouble to set up a computer out here, blah, blah, blah. So the cheapest alternative I had was a GoPro. I have an iPhone that does wonderful video, wonderful audio, but it disrupts my workflow because I'm used to using Canon and Blackmagic and all that, and doing my editing on a computer. If you've ever tried to get large video files off of your iPhone onto a computer, you know what I'm talking about. It just disrupts my workflow. And you probably hear my dog crying here at the door. He's got abandonment issues. But anyway, this is just a test. I want to see how the video looks with me moving around. And I realize that the old shack behind me here is a wreck. But it'll let me know if I've got the camera settings right or not, because if I don't, there's going to be a lot of noise and moiring, like I said, behind me on that trailer. So let's stop this right here and see what we ended up with. Okay, we've came back into the shack, and of course I have to have lighting on because I've got my camera locked down to an ISO of 100, trying to get the perfect footage here on this camera. But the audio should be a lot better as well. There's not all that wind blowing and stuff like that. It may be picking up the refrigerator because it's noisy. So, but it's looking really good so far. Let's get this over into DaVinci Resolve Studio and give it a quick look. Okay, I've got this opened up in DaVinci Resolve Studio, and I'm still noticing some moiring on the background. It looks good in a still, but when you hit play, you can see it pretty noticeable there. Not really seeing a lot of noise other than that in that situation. And then over inside, I've still got my camera locked down to ISO 100. And because my frame rate is 30, I've got the shutter speed set to 160. And that didn't help, because I noticed even in the still right here that I can see some moiring on stuff in the background, and it becomes really noticeable when I hit play. So back to the drawing board. Maybe we'll get this figured out. I am using the same Mirfac wireless transmitter in lab, but I'm using a different camera for this right here. Let me bring this up. I'm using a different camera now, and I'm running the Mirfac wireless lab system over into my Zoom LiveTrack L8 for audio. I'm not using RTX Broadcast to remove any background noise, so I do have a gate on it, so it may sound a little funny, but hopefully it's getting most of it through there. I don't know if I'm going to do any audio correction. I haven't done any color correction over in on the footage from the GoPro. It's just like I shot it. I noticed that there's a little bit of a red tint to me inside and outside. And let me pull that back up. Outside's not bad. I'm noticing that I could probably do some color correction on both scenes there. Anyway, back to the drawing board on the GoPro. We're trying to figure out how to get rid of that mooring in the background. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section. I think one of the things will help is if I'd actually just paint outside this old trailer. We never intended to be living here. This used to be just the old shack, but finally known as the studio. And due to circumstances beyond my control, I was forced to move into it. And wished I'd have been home. Maybe I wouldn't have got robbed last year. Anyway, the trials continue, or I should say, the GoPro journey is to be continued. At least we'll be able to get some content created outside once the wind dies down. It's blowing just way too high right now to be out there trying to barbecue and cook and shoot video. I could do it. It's just not no fun. Because right now it's 7 miles an hour with gusts up to 30, sometimes 40 miles an hour. Earlier, just a little bit earlier, it was a constant 13 to 15 miles an hour steady. So maybe it'll die down. Anyway, let's get this video finished, and till next time, this is about Tyler over here at OG Gamers, OG Gamer Live. Y'all stay safe wherever you are in the world today, and I'm out of here.